Okay, thank you, Ali. Most of America is complaining about $4 gas, while all of us here in San Diego are pumping $6.19 a gallon as of today. Here to talk about gas and Iran's economy is the president and CEO of Wilsey Asset Management, Brent Wilsey. Brent, good morning.
Good morning. Good to be here.
Okay, we were just talking off camera. We are the largest producer of oil in the world, and we are a major exporter of oil.
Correct.
That being said, why are we paying so much for gas right now? We've got the oil. We need refineries here in California. Right. We had 2 more shut down.
Right.
And I know what's going on in the Strait of Hormuz. We can look at the Strait of Hormuz and go, well, that's it. But we've already got our oil here. So I think people are kind of confused.
Well, and I always tell people when they say, oh my gosh, the gas companies are being greedy and so forth, they got to realize it's a world market. Because again, we can't restrict our oil companies from saying, no, you can't sell anywhere but the U.S. That's not a free economy. So it's a world market, and that's what we're competing on, the world market. And they will export. And again, a CEO's job or a company's job is to do what's best for the shareholders. And that's to get the best profits they can. If they get a better profit by sending it overseas, well, they're going to do that. They have to do that. So it is a world market, not just here in the U.S. So even though we produce a lot of oil, again, companies have to do what's best for the shareholders, make the best profits they can. And again, you're going to sell it to the highest bidder.
Okay, so it comes down to the boardroom and the shareholders.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, not supply and demand.
Yeah, not supply and demand, and don't blame the CEO and the CFO.
No. Again,
they're doing what's best for the shareholders. Right. And again, your pension plan, maybe these things, they hold that, so they want good returns.
Okay, so here's the question everybody wants to know. When are these gas prices going to start coming down?
Well, there's data out there that says it should be coming down in a couple of months. And when I look at that, and I always want to back things up, and data can change, but right now we have that blockade on Iran. And they're losing about $200 million per day. Now think about that. In a month's time frame, that's about $6 billion, 2 months, $12 billion. They can't afford to do that. That's a major problem for them. And the other thing, too, that's happening, and I know that President Trump is going to meet with the President of China, I think Thursday or Friday this week. You know that's going to be a conversation, because China, they get about 15% of their oil from Iran. And Iran, it's amazing. China's about 90% of their production that they send. So they're really hurting with Iran. So China, actually their car sales are down. They're on a little bit of difficulty, so that'll be on the table. They're not against the United States. They do want a settlement. But Iran is giving the hard part. So they're really in a difficult spot, Iran, right now, because they have no revenue. And eventually they're being squeezed to where, like, they've got to, cry uncle, like, eventually they got to stop.
Well, China's in a pinch, too, because they were getting so much of their oil from Venezuela.
Yeah.
That's not happening now.
No, that's not happening, Tone. I don't know those numbers. I know it's about 15% from Iran. So they are in a little bit of pinch. I was surprised that they're really a big push in China for EV sales. They're up about 40%. So people saying, well, I guess I'll buy an EV versus a gas car.
Yeah. Well, you talk about the Iranians and their situation, losing all that money with the Strait of Hormuz closed, but the people are the ones that are suffering the most in Iran. It's terrible. The money's not worth anything.
Well, you bring up the currency. 1 rial is worth $1.9 million. So again, you've got to have $1.9 million to get 1 rial. I mean, it's just worthless. And I got to bring this up too. That's why Iran is using, we got to say it, Bitcoin. What a great use for Bitcoin, right? We always talk about how bad it is. Well, here Iran's using that because their currency is worthless. But the other thing too, they have right now, and it's rising, about 60% inflation rate. Now think about that. That's 5% per month. Here in the United States, we're saying, gosh, we're trying to keep below 3%. They do 5% per month is what's happening to them now, and again, it's increasing. They're now starting to see shortages on bread and bakery products, and all kinds of things aren't there. So eventually, they're gonna, the people will kind of rise up. And I know they've been, it's terrible. You protest in Iran, you get shot. But again, you have so many people doing this, eventually they have no choice. You can't get food, you can't get supplies, nothing eventually. So the squeeze is on, and all Iran has to do basically is say, we will not build nuclear weapons. So that's the problem that we're having, is that they're being very stubborn because they want to build nuclear weapons.
And they can't, their situation is so bad they can't even pay their IRGC members, the Basij, the people who support the government, they can't even pay them. So it makes you wonder, and I mean, personally in our house, it's about regime change.
Right.
I mean, that's what everybody's vlogging. These people slaughtered 40 100,000 of their own people in January.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a terrible regime, and it has to be replaced. And we don't really know who's in charge.
Yeah.
But again, the squeeze is on them. The economy is hurting. They can't go on. Every day is a difficult day for them. And I think the damage to the country is almost $300 billion. They're not going to be able to replace that. You talk about people not being paid. We just have to be patient. And what will probably happen because of that, I think by the end of June, July, this should be over with no changes I can see. And then we'll probably start seeing gas prices starting to fall in July. And by the end of the summer, unfortunately, after the driving season, at the end of the summer, we'll probably be back to where we were before this all started.
We need some refineries in this state.
Well, let's
we
vote.
need fewer regulations and fewer taxes. That's the basics.
Yeah, primaries coming up in what, June 2nd, I think it is. Vote, you know, and don't vote because they're a nice person. Vote on what they're going to do. And we know there's certain people say, yes, we want to have a strong business economy here in California. That's who you vote for, not the guy that is worried about, I hate to say this, but some little bird that nobody, you know. we don't want to go too far. The gnat catcher, there we go. We don't go too far off,
Right.
off topic.
Okay, Brent Wilsey, Wilsey Asset Management. Thanks, Brent.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
the insight.